Right, it's Ken's 3001. I'm going to get straight to it this time as I only got 15 minutes to do everything. First of all, I'm going to say something what I should have said in the last tutorial. Is these apples. These apples have to be set to hidden in game because they show in game. I forgot to mention this before. So if we go to active properties, go to active be hidden. No, not be hidden. Oop. Somewhere around here. Ah, display be hidden. Here we go. And then they'll be hidden in game. Right, anyway, builder brushes. These, you might have seen this in your map, you probably would obviously, every time you open it, that would be right in the middle. There's a red cube. This is what you call a builder brush. Yeah, these icons on the side determine what your builder brush is. Right, just keep it for the cube for now. You can make these into actual boxes, into actual solid objects by doing that in building geometry. And each of these you can put different materials on to make it look different. But we're not doing that today, we're making volumes. So, you got that. Right, my volume, I'm putting Tiberium around here, as you see with the green. So, to do that, I'm going to use one of these. That's a bit ragged for me. So if you right click one of these, it brings up a menu. It says sides. My sides, I want 16. Build, and it turns to 16. This with all of them. It's quite handy. But anyway, back to it. Go top. Top view is just easier. I'm gonna put it there. I want to be able to walk around later. Put it like that. Right. So you got that. And with any builder brush, you can change it. Right. If I show you in this view, I can grab something and move. Right. I didn't do all that for a second. But in top view, if I grab it, go back, it's grabbed both of them, which is handy. Because what I want to do now is by holding control, I can select all them, press delete, and just tidies it up. Don't need that anymore. As I got that selected, this is your add volumes button. You can also do it through brushes, add volume there. But if you right click this, you'll have a list of volumes. Right, but the volume we're looking for isn't there at the moment. So if we open up a generic browser, file, open, right, should find my documents, my games, Unreal Tournament, Renegade, published, go to scripts. Now you'll find something in here called Renx volumes. Now if you open that, nothing happens in the generic browser. That's alright because it adds it to here. Volume Tiberium. Hit that, go back here. Doesn't look like it's actually done anything until I move that down. Move the builder brush out the way so you can see what's behind it. Now that, as you see, is from down the bottom. Level, volume, Tiberium. That is your Tiberian damage. Right. Now for foliage, that's all you have to do for Tiberian volume. For Tiberian damage. Right, foliage. This is easy as. Right. Right click, you add volume, add foliage factory. Just click, and again move your builder brush out the way. It should be there. I've actually moved a bit too far down, but there we go. And if you open up a generic browser, right, I know for a fact it's not here. So open, file open, go back to published, go to props this time. And you should see this thing called Tiberian. Right. I'm just going to select one. Go into the properties of your foliage factory. Actor properties. You should know how to do that by now. And you see this thing called foliage. Material or meshes. If you press the little arrow, add new item. Select that down. And stick in the static mesh from here. You can use any static mesh you like. Yeah. So if I add that on, you see a load of Tiberium go in. You can add as many as you like just by pressing the add item, new item. But for now, that's a bit too much for me, so I'm gonna bring it down to 1,000. Oops. Bring it down to 1,000 as a max count. And if I open this up, sway scale. First of all, if you've got wind, it will start swaying. It'll look a bit stupid for Tiberium, so take that out. Right. Max draw radius. Now if you notice, if I come back here, you can't see it. So this is just for performance reasons. Oh no, just do that for now. There's a bit too much in there. So surface area, bring that down. Ooh, it's a bit much. Put in a couple of thousand. There you go, that will do. You can also bring the max and min scale up. I would just put it to 0.5 to the min scale. You see some are bigger than the other then. And that's that. Oh, you might notice that some things get attached to other static meshes. You can change this by, well, first of all I'm going to select every single one of them because I don't want anything on them, any foliage on them. Just do that. Go to properties, and down in static mesh, actor, static mesh. You see, accept foliage. Take that off and it will no longer accept foliage. But you notice it will still be stuck until you actually move the foliage volume itself. And that's foliage. Right. Anyway, now for ladder volumes. Ladder volumes are quite simple. Right, the thing with builder brushes, yeah, if you twist, if you turn, say it like that, then ununiform stretch, it stretches it very weirdly, which is a bit of a pain. So we go to the top view because I know it's just easier in the top view. Right. I'm just going to make this a bit smaller. You can do this with the settings here, but I really cannot be asked. because my little bunker I've just made up static meshes. Right, that will do. Probably got to move it up. Definitely got to move it up. You're going to make it just a little bit higher. It doesn't matter if it's goes under the ground, just don't make sure it goes a little bit higher so you can get up. Just like that. Oops. For some reason my computer is acting really slow. Anyway, you might see in here that there's ladder volume. Don't use it, it's bugged. You can't really use it. So if you go File, open in a generic browser, right, go back to scripts and publish scripts. You see this thing down the bottom called SW ladder. This is a modified ladder volume, so you can change the direction of how the ladder volume works. Right. Don't need the generic browser no more. So I'll add that for now, and I'll tell you how it works. SW ladder, same way as you add any others. Move that out of the way. If you go to the properties of this ladder, down the bottom it says SW ladder. Then it says new wall direction. This is the new property of the ladder volume. It has yaw. Yaw is this what direction it's in. Now if you look down the bottom, you've got X, Y axis. Don't worry about Z, because that's up and down. Right. At the moment it's 0, which is X. Now this works in degrees, so 90 degrees would be Y, 180 would be minus X, the other side of X, and 270 would be the other side of Y. Right, because mine's at a weird angle, right, I've already worked this out, it's 45 degrees, right, because it's halfway in between X and Y. Half of 90 is 45, sorted. So I can get rid of that. Right. And to make these work, you have to make ladder volumes work. We're putting a water volume in next time. I don't think I'm going to have time on this tutorial. There we go. It works. I put the people in just to scale up for the railings. There you see the Tiberian. And I should die. And there we go. Thanks for watching. See you next time.